What's up, everybody? Welcome. Today we are going to show four states corruption: California, Arizona, New York, and Ohio.
I don't even see nobody.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. There we go. Just
Okay,
showing.
let's start. If you hear me, I'm laughing that right now. Get your ass up there too. Okay, guys, I'm going to watch that first video. It's mixed, 30 videos.
Oh, that must be some.
Hey, Northwood Press, how you doing?
Northwoods Press. What's up? Woo fucking woo. Daniel.
Please remain standing, Mr. Dowd. Raise your right hand. I'd ask the chairman to please administer the oath.
Mr. Dowd, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in the course of your testimony during these proceedings? So help you God.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Will you please be seated? Mayor, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Were you once a police officer of the New York City Police Department?
Yes, I was.
How long were you a police officer?
10 years and 5 months.
Mr. Dowd, during those 10 years as a police officer, did you use your authority to commit crimes and acts of corruption in violation of your sworn duty to uphold law?
Yes, I did.
While you were in uniform and on duty, did you commit thefts?
Yes.
Did you commit extortion?
Yes.
Did you engage in narcotics trafficking?
Yes.
Did you protect drug operations?
Yes.
Did you engage in personal drug use?
Yes.
How many crimes and acts of corruption do you estimate you committed as a New York City police officer?
Hundreds. Eventually, one day I was hurting for money and I just took a risk and I pulled over a motorist who happened to be an 18-year-old mystery. Back then it was called a Puerto Rican mystery. No license, no registration, no plates, no nothing. But he had a nice thick stack of $100 bills on him. And I said to him, I had about, $1,500 to $2,000 worth of tickets here. So I suggested that if he bought me a nice lobster lunch, I could let him go. And with that, he promptly took a couple $100 out of his wallet, left it on the back seat, and pulled out of the car, and I drove away like this. Then you cover your ass so that you don't have to deal with internal affairs.
Mr. Dowd, in your experiences in your first year, did you come to learn what it meant for a police officer to be quote-unquote good?
Yes.
Could you tell the commissioners and the public what it means to be good in the police jargon as you know it?
Well, being good is a cop that would never give up another cop. A cop that if he witnesses something go down, he's 100% behind anything a cop does, no matter what it is. We began to form a bond at that early stage. If you said blue, I said blue. You said green, it was green. I don't know. If Johnny says it's green, I saw green. You always took the side of the cop that was with you because he was the only one that was going to back you up when you needed help.
Interesting. What do you guys think about it? Hey, Joshua.
Joshua.
What do you think?
Uh,
What do you think about it?
it happens.
Mm.
It happens, especially in the best state of New York, the best place to do it and get away with it.
Yep. You guys, today I add two more states. I add Arizona and Ohio.
No shit.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, 30 videos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, Westside.
Hey, George.
What is that? Oh, shit. West Side, huh? You didn't know that, huh?
No, I did. You told me last night.
No. I was going to say New York and Ohio, but I'm going to like 4 states each.
Gotcha. Yeah. I kind of figured you'd get to Arizona. I didn't think it was going to be this soon.
Yeah, I am. I'm going to get 50 states in 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. So 4 It's pretty good.
Okay. Well, what state do you live in, George?
Who, me? I
Yeah.
live in Kentucky.
Oh, Kentucky, the corrupt cops, the worst cops ever.
Right. We got corrupt cops in every state.
No, Kentucky is the worst, I heard. Okay.
Allergies are kicking my butt. All right, y'all. My sister's here. I gotta
without
go.
the parents'
I'm gonna take
permission.
a
Later.
This will
heartache.
affect every single parent in the
Have a
state
good
of
one.
California. I'll give you an example like this. Your 12-year-old has TikTok, your 12-year-old has a cell phone and social media, and you're not comfortable with the way that he or she is using that social media. You get in a huge fight, you take the phone away, you ground them for a week or two, and they go to school. Well, now the state has inserted these professional individuals, professional people on to public school campuses. And now your child is having a hard day. The teacher notices and recommends that they go get a counseling session. When they're at that session, they share with this adult who they believe is a trusted adult who's taking care of them. And they share they had a total terrible blowout fight with you and your husband or your partner. They don't want to go home. They don't feel comfortable talking to you. And the professional person asks them if they want to go maybe cool off a couple of days and somewhere off campus and outside of the home. And your child says yes. Now, only children who have been found to be the victims of incest, child abuse, or a serious risk of harm to themselves or others can be removed from the home without their parents' knowledge and consent. If AB 665 passes the way that Wendy Carrillo and Senator Scott Wiener want it to pass, a 12-year-old who's deemed mature enough by the professional person can not only receive the mental health treatment, but can opt themselves out of their home into a residential facility, and the parent would never know.
Well, that's crazy. They can just come in your home and get them. Sure or not. I mean, you kind of do give away your right when you give them a birth certificate and a social security number. So you're selling them to the government.
California is the worst state of laws. Worst, you know?
Well, I mean, it's not just California. With CPS just alone in every state, it's
Yeah,
a
true,
government
yeah.
entity.
I'm 16 from Santa Cruz, and we teach children when an adult harms us or we are afraid, we should ask for help. When me and my brother had the courage to talk about being abused, we did that. We asked for help from many adults, including the police and courts. Instead of being protected, we were forced into intensive reunification therapy against our will. I told my story at court. Instead of being listened to and protected, I was treated like a criminal. On October 20th, 2022, the court called me a liar, ignored my testimony, and gave full custody to the parent we felt unsafe with and did not want to be with. That night, we were violently taken. We were kidnapped. It was a court order, but that does not make it right. We were at my grandmother's house, trying to hide and not be taken. 3 large adults we did not know cordoned us. I was holding on to my brother and my friend Kirsten, who are both here with me today. When I saw them grab my brother and take him to the waiting car, I knew I had to fight. I knew I was strong enough to take what was going to happen, but I feared for him. They picked me up by the arms and legs and dragged me to their car. As they tried to wrestle me into the car, my head hit against the car door and I partially lost consciousness. My lip was split open. I tried to wrestle free and escape, but they grabbed me and pressed me against the ground. My jeans were pulled down in front of my friends, family, and police. Then I was shoved into the car. I was held down on the floor of the car until we got onto the freeway. Me and my brother sat in the back seat of the car, sobbing and trying not to let go of each other. After suffering this extreme trauma, it did not end. This was the start of reunification camp. The therapists interrogated us for 4 days. They threatened us, saying we would be sent to a wilderness camp with no food or blankets until we cooperated. We learned that to survive, we needed to pretend our abuse never happened. The therapists called us sociopaths and said we had, quote, false memories. We went 7 months with no communication with our father, stepmother, and step-siblings. No one was even allowed to know where we were. We were forced to change our last name and hide our experience from everyone we met. This is our family court system today. This was deemed in our best interest. Peaky's Law would have protected us. Peaky's Law bans forced therapy like this and the forced transport to these therapy programs. We were taken, hurt, and threatened, kept from our family and friends. This was done to us so that therapists and lawyers could profit. Peaky's Law will protect us and other children from being taken like we were. I stand here today with my brother, my friends Kirsten and Claire, who spoke for me when we could not, and other victims and supporters. Governor Gavin Newsom, please sign Peaky's Law and protect me, my brother, and so many other children like us in California. Thank you. And next, it will be Mia Tyler speaking.
Wow. That's what California is fucking corrupt, guys.
Yeah.
I live in California. I don't like this governor.
Definitely,
In the
Brandon. Sounds
beginning, I
like
used to like him. But it is. That's why we have the worst system in California. I'm telling you that, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm telling you that. Even Miss 702 will tell you the same thing too. Anybody who lives in California is corrupt, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is kidnapping. Yep, Copper California. Yep, that's true.
They got the old area cleared up over there. Okay. Like, so it doesn't look so, it looks like crap in front of our house. Oh. Look, we don't have much family time left because of all this stuff. So the little bit of time we have left to go do things together, that's what Papa wants. But I mean, obviously, and then when things get to wherever they want to, it ain't about control or you controlling this, it's what he wants. Yeah, but he wants me to go too. So what's the, does that mean that you should be able to do it? I mean, I've never said, oh no, you can't go. I've always said the opposite. I'm like, hey, you come with it. I'm like, that ain't true. Just because I call you, I'm like, hey, can we come here? Or like, come on, man, that ain't fair, man. I tried to fly you out when I was out across the country so that we would be together.
Just me and Papa's. I just want to go just me and Papa's.
I know, but why do you have to do it on this one day? Like,
dude, you had it for 2 whole weeks by yourself. 2 whole weeks by yourself. Why can't I just have one day?
That wasn't by choice. I mean, it was by choice, but it's like you took off and left us. So that's like, you were like, oh, I'm going to Mexico. Like,
yeah, because I couldn't take my
him didn't want to go to Mexico.
He would have had fun.
But he had fun where he went, though.
Okay, but he would have seen and met his family.
Okay, he seen and met other people too. Just
it's not
look,
his
I know
family.
Jessica. He don't know them people.
It doesn't
He's
matter.
not going to see them again. You make it seem it's more important that he see. Okay, but
so it's
I mean, well, you can't leave the country with our kids.
Okay,
right? I mean,
got
that's a normal part of.
I got it. It's because you're making it
No,
difficult.
Jess, it's because of the things that have happened when you went to Mexico.
Yeah,
he got food poisoning.
Oh my God, he got food poisoning.
Okay, all right, cool.
Man, get out of here. You're the one making it more complicated.
Jessica, the village that your family left to went on the lockdown because somebody
No,
got
I
killed
didn't
elsewhere and
go
they
in
were looking for
lockdown.
that lady, and then your brother got in
Oh
an
my
accident and almost
God.
died,
Oh
man.
my God. That's not where we went.
I know, but and your brother almost died in a car accident, man. And you don't get the Mexican insurance. There's a lot of things. Come on, man. Hey, I'm just trying to talk, man. I'm just trying to talk to. How is somebody almost dying exaggerating? Your brother almost died. What are you talking about?
We weren't there.
But you wanted to go when we was over in when we were at what's her name's house, Semi's house. Your family, you were in the backyard talking to him. They're like, "Come down, come on!" And your brother was pressing you, so you would have had him in the car when he got in an accident.
Okay,
So come
no,
on,
because
man.
it wouldn't have been the
You
same.
don't know that, man.
You don't know that.
So it's worth taking the
You
risk.
don't know that.
And did he have proper
You
medical
don't
down
know
there?
that.
They didn't have the right medical to save your brother's life. It had to be in
He could
America.
have gone.
Oh, come on. Now you're changing the story. Okay. I'm just worried about her kid,
Worried
man.
about everything.
Come on, man.
Dude,
So your
seriously.
brother being put in a coma and all that doesn't matter for nothing? Seriously.
Okay, so we're not gonna do nothing. We're gonna stay in this house for the rest
No, I'm just saying, why can't we go places where anywhere you are here in America, you can get a
about
lifeline
everything.
and an ambulance in a real hospital.
You
You
could
ain't
die
getting no
anywhere.
proper medical
You
treatment
could
in
die
Mexicali.
anywhere.
Come on,
You
man.
could die anywhere.
Nobody's saying that. I'm saying you
It
can't get
could
proper
happen,
medical.
But you could still die.
You got a much better chance
Okay,
with proper
but you
medical.
could still
If you got a
die.
lifeline
But
helicopter
you
or an
could
ambulance,
still
you have a
die.
better chance of
But
survival.
you could still die.
That's a very laissez-faire attitude about it, Jess.
You could still die.
That's kind of just laissez-faire, man.
That's you, man.
What, Jess, it's like, come on, man. I trusted you, and he doesn't need to get dragged all the way down to Mexico whenever you have a cousin that has something going on, or it's your dad's birthday.
Family. He's not being dragged.
Just it's how long of a drive is it from here to San Diego, and then from San Diego to Mexicali, and then
You don't have anybody that you.
and then sitting in line for how many hours at the border? That's a long thing to impose on us. Look, it does too. I said, why don't you fly down there? Why don't you fly and then drive to over there? And you're always like, no, I'm gonna drive.
Yeah,
And it's like you're always pushing the envelope on the driving, you know? No, it's just you don't want to. You don't want to see anybody else other way.
Much.
I mean, your brother crashed into somebody's house, drunk. We seen him drinking while driving.
He's not gonna be driving.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Wow. What do you think? How come Justin 14?
Hey, Cajun Randy. I thought it was a lot.
Yeah. Who's the Wong? Who's the Wong? The father or the mother? The wife or the husband?
I think they were both wrong because they were fighting over the child, right?
Yeah.
Was the child in front of them, or were they just having?
I don't know.
They should have had that conversation outside of the child, came up with something, and agreed to it.
Good video somehow.
Right.
Because it doesn't make no sense when in black. So, you know, either he, you know, because it's not that parents. I'm concerned. Why it's black? Why the screen is black? What are they hiding something for the CPS or the guy for the CPS? Something is not right. You know what I mean? Why he's blocking a whole black screen?
Right.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
You know?
That is weird.
into custody. They aren't doing it because she's committed a crime or poses a danger to society. They're doing it because her parents are involved in a divorce case, and they have lawyers, and those lawyers have recommended that in the best interest of their children, that they be sent to a private business known as Family Bridges. Family Bridges is a reunification camp and therapy business that only works within the court system. They get judges to issue orders at the recommendation of lawyers to pay these businesses a great deal of money, and the businesses are not regulated. So we're finding that they are removing children by force through private transportation companies and now with public law enforcement agencies.
It doesn't happen in every case. It happens once every 200 cases or something. Somebody out there will say something bad, you know, I mean, that's life.
This is the infamous Thomas Giardi. He has been disbarred, he's in bankruptcy court, and he's been conserved. He reportedly stole over $100 million from his clients, and the state bar had over 200 complaints against him that they simply dismissed. These attorneys hire private businesses such as reunification camps all of the time, and this was Thomas Giardi's reaction when one of his clients said that they thought they had been drugged and abused and retaliated against because of the lawsuit that he represented them in. And that was his response. The attorneys know exactly what's going on, and so do the judges. This is a comment in the public forum about how we should be disciplining judges in the state of California. Judges that make orders for reunification camp or ignore the misconduct of attorneys such as Thomas Giardi.
I do not know how many people on a weekly basis you talk out of suicide because ending their life seems less painful than going back to court. And I normally don't cry, but I have a few moms who want to take their lives right now. And it's because of bad judges. And you know, the idea that this is a disciplinary body is a complete lie. How many people have you ever referred for criminal prosecution? Because I know the answer is 0. This is a reputation protection board for the judicial system. And the reputation of the judicial system is well earned for what it truly is. It appears to be a criminal extortion racket. And, you know, it's very upsetting because technology has advanced to such a point that rather than interfering with our First Amendment, you could at least let people tape what's done to them on a daily basis, what we endure. The idea that there should be all of these safeguards for judges when they're destroying communities, the burden placed on the Court of Appeal, the burden placed on health insurance companies, the burden placed on schools. Almost every mass shooting perpetrated by a minor has been a child who's suffering from the family court system.
We continue to investigate the police officers, the private businesses, the lawyers, and the judges involved in our courts. And we also continue to push for cameras in the courts because we all deserve transparency and accountability there.
Jeez.
You would think they would expect it.
Wow.
You think they're going to get it?
No. No. They've been doing that for years. You know?
Right.
It won't pass.
No.
If we have a new governor, maybe, you know.
As some of you may have heard by now, 8 LA activists, including Edin Enamorado, Jaguar Arriola, and other known activists, have been arrested and raided early Thursday morning. Here are the 8 LA activists that have been arrested and are in jail. The 8 activists were arrested not long after they had protested Seaside Police Department, who was caught on camera arresting the wrong person and placing a knee on the neck of a minor. Here are some of the strange charges that they are being charged with. Civil rights attorney Cristian Contreras believes this is police retaliation and violation of Civil Rights First Amendment. This is his page. Follow him for updates. Monday there will be court addressing all of this. The weekend of the arrest, Jaguar Arriola and Edina Enamorado were supposed to be featured at this LA event. Watch the rest of the video.
For strength and protection for our brothers and sisters, and for those doors to be unlocked and opened up, so they can continue to come out and continue to help those that need help. Okay? There have been nothing but warriors, selfless people that have put themselves last and other people first. They're a great example to all of us. And it breaks my heart that they're all right now sitting in the cell, not knowing with no bail, being charged of forms of terrorism, among other things, for defending a street vendor.
What do you guys think on the chat?
I think it's good that people are actually speaking up. Some people are. Whether they're in the wrong or if they're in the right.
That's the first time I heard about that. I have to look into more of this. You know?
Mm-hmm. Right. That's why it's good to do your research, because some people are putting out false narratives and false stories and stuff out there.
Part of the video, basically I'm all over the place with the shit, you get me, because I've developed PTSD from the situation, literally. Like I said, they forced my daughter into saying a lot of things that me and her dad and her brother did, supposedly. This has been going on since April 2019. That was the last time I saw my kids in that year. So basically with San Bernardino County, Myra Bernal, Abigail Medina, Tori Correll, Tara Reed, along with the new social worker too as well. All of them are a problem of this situation. They let it go as far as they did. And now that the situation is out, kind of open, that my daughter opened up and she's a little bit older now and she is not silenced or being threatened from the foster parents that made her say all those things about me and her. Her dad has been in jail for the past almost 4 years because of his priors. You know what I mean? We all have, you know, our shit when we're young and shit. But he's in there for nothing. Nothing. I was in jail for 3 months. I integrated the motherfucker. No, literally. I got jumped twice in the bathroom almost because of my charges. I got down in the bathroom too as well. Almost integrated the motherfucking place from blacks to fucking Mexicans and shit in the IE. Let me tell you something about IE though. Y'all motherfuckers ain't shit. I'll tell you that much. LA and over there is two motherfucking do different things. I'll tell you that much. But pretty much, you know, I know a lot of people has probably been in my situation, but not the way how I've been. They literally are trying to give me 25 to life for child cruelty, and then now that my daughter spoke up and she actually is saying that no, that never happened. They say that there were videos, pictures, they were all, bruh, they even said that my kids had marks and everything. But then when my kids, they talked to them on that night, all of them reported no abuse whatsoever. None of them have marks. 6 months into there, my kids have marks. My kids are reporting shit. Now you guys tell me what I need to do to put this shit out there. I'm literally wanting to go to war with San Bernardino. I am so fucking down, bro. I come from a mother who was a volitionarius, all right? She came from a country to over here to do what she gotta do. Misfortunate that it happened to me. You got me? And they fuck with me because, like I said, I am not a fucking fuck up. I don't have a record, no druggie, no nothing. I was just a kid in the foster system. So when they got me, I was a working ass mom with their business. So when they did all this shit, bro, let me tell you, part 3 for this fucking video. Part 3. I know I'm all over the place, but just hear me out, people.
Wow. Damn. That's screwed up, isn't it?
From this street vendor, all because he didn't have a permit.
That's not right, man. That's how it works. That's not right. Back up. Oh, that's not right.
UCB alum Martin Flores tried to defend the vendor.
Are you going to take his hard-earned money? People could drink on campus on football games and no tickets, but a hard-working man selling hot dogs, earning a living, gets his money taken away and a ticket.
He doesn't have a permit.
Wow.
Yep, this is law and order in action.
He tried to draw the cops' attention to more important issues, but they ignored him.
No, it's not. Like, I see people drinking in public on campus who are not hardworking.
Did you call us?
Go down the streets
Did you
right
call
now.
us? Did you call
I am
us?
telling you right now.
Did you call us?
Go down
You didn't call
200
us.
feet,
Okay, thank you.
walk 200 feet to your left, and you'll see drinking in public, but a hardworking man gets his money taken away and a ticket. And I'm disappointed. As an alum, I'm disappointed in this campus.
On you and you.
Why are you disappointed on me?
Because
I stand up for somebody who's working hard.
Critical thinking right here.
Oh, this ain't critical thinking.
Just let him conduct his business.
I will, man. But you know what? This is wrong.
But eventually justice was served, and the street vendor received a check for over $87,000 that the community raised through a GoFundMe campaign. But Berkeley PD says the officer did everything right, and the money was needed as evidence. But is that legal?
No, because he took it home.
Oh, fuck no. Hell no.
And it was seizure of his property. That's the 4th Amendment right there.
Yeah. And
He wasn't doing anything illegal.
If I was the governor, if I see that, I would make the police department to pay for it. This comes from our tax money. You know?
Well, I just found out my rights were violated here in Arizona, so yeah. Telling me I can't sell my cookies out of the fucking house.
Why?
But we have a tamale law that's trying to get passed for the summer, and that's for tamales, salsa, and pies. I don't sell any of those. I mean, I sell pies,
What do you
but
mean you can say nothing from your home?
yeah, the lady said we can't sell nothing out of my home.
Oh,
When I
fuck it, Eddie.
registered with
Whatever
the,
you want. That's your house.
well, we rent, so that's the thing.
Doesn't matter.
But even though we rent, so that's what I'm just learning. I just learned that I could be doing this the whole time. They weren't giving me money down here at Youngtown when I registered to be business with them for over 3 years.
Okay, who told you that? Who told you that? The police or the animal?
No, I looked it up myself and found out. The lady at the place down here, one of the city workers, wasn't giving me my stipend that I was supposed to be getting after being registered for the first year, being a business.
Yes.
And I had already
It's
been
not
in
a
a business like 3 or 4 years. So she told my cousin. She didn't tell me.
Are you doing this every day, or are you doing that once a while?
You could do it every day out here in Arizona. You can do it whenever you want. You could even sit on the corner. As long as it's in public, you can sell. As long as it's like cookies and cakes, they say.
Well, why does it come? Does it come to your house and give you a ticket or what?
No. When I registered my business, that's why I haven't registered it. I'm not registering it. What's the point? Just like these vendors don't have to register. If it's not hot food where it has to stay at a hot temperature and you don't have one of those little things that keep it at a certain temperature, then you can do it. So I don't understand why they're even messing with these vendors and telling them they need permits and they need this. They don't need that shit.
If you do that every day, yes, you will register, but you don't do that every day. Westside.
Even if you did it every day, it's your constitutional right to do it whenever you want, as long as it's not hot food.
Yeah, I know.
As long as it's not gonna get somebody sick, you can do it. You know, like temperature wise. If it's not up to temperature, you can't do it. So this guy was probably legal the whole way because all he was selling was ice cream, I'm sure. And if it's frozen and you get your ice cream and it's frozen, it's not melted when you open the package, then he was good to go. That was cops shouldn't even mess with him. What's that?
The old mirror was illegal to sell the machine, but the new mirror told, oh, no. They're making a business. They're making a business. You know,
because they're bringing money in.
Yes, that's what the new governor, the new mayor said you can't do that. You know, they have a right to sell. That's what it's back to the old law now. You can sell it, but if you don't have,
if the vendors knew that they can go sue and they had the money to go sue instead of them stealing their money, they would do that. But they're going to getting permits and stuff. They don't have to get permits unless it's like a food truck.
Yes,
something you want.
I'm trying to say yes, because most of the people who street hackers do own it on the weekends. You know,
right.
Not every day, because they do that once in a while to help the current. Because most of the vendors got jobs. They're doing this because for helping the people that have the Mexican food, you know, for helping.
I sell out of my house every day. When I have something to sell, I sell it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So even the vendors on the side of the road that are on the freaking public sidewalk is not on the property. Even if they're up near against the fence, that's still public, because where their gate is where the property line starts.
That's why I like to do this kind of videos, because we have corruption, not cops, corruption, cops, courtrooms, judges, CPS, schools,
right, and they don't know your rights, and then we're not taught our rights, so we're all lost in the wind. What's up, our life? Yeah, we're all lost in the wind at this point. Is you got to look up your own information. You got to look at your own stuff.
I even street looked at I street look my stuff too, all about the commitments too, because I never look at that bit. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I should look up too. You know,
I didn't make no money off you.
Now, no limit. You be nice too. No.
I said I didn't make no money off it. Yeah, knowledge is free. Learn it. Yep, exactly. Do your research. Yep. It's the same with like some of the stories that have been put out there on Riverside and those guys, or you know, only you guys know the truth. If you watch the videos, you know the truth. If you haven't watched the videos, you could say what you want to say, but if you ain't watched the videos, you don't know what really actually happened or what they're even being charged with. All right, you got more videos?
Your driver's license? What's that? Do you have your driver's license or name date birth? For what? Because now you're a witness to this crime that we're doing. What crime is that? The crime that we got these people in the back of these cars for. I don't know what crime they committed. You don't have to know. Okay, they broke the law. They're in possession of narcotics. That's why they're in the back of our cars. So, do you have your name and date of birth? No. Or a driver's license? No. So you're going to refuse to be listed as a witness since you sat here and videotaped the entire scene? If you need a copy of the video, I can give you a copy of the video. Well, yeah, but we're also going to need to identify you in our report that you were here videoing, so when we come to get a copy of that video, we can get that. All right, let me talk to your supervisor. He said that he won't want to give us his name or date of birth until he talks to our supervisor. So.
And you're probably going to end up going to jail, because right now you're witnessing, because you're refusing to give your information, you'll be going to jail for failure to identify as you're a witness to a crime.
Nice. So I need to give you my ID to speak to your supervisor? Is that what you're telling me?
No.
Okay, I need to speak to your supervisor.
Why do you need to speak to the supervisor?
Because I requested to speak to him.
What warrants that?
Because I requested to speak to him and he's here.
Okay. So what's your point?
He's here, I need to speak with him. You've got no part of this scene, right? But you want to speak to our supervisor?
You can speak to him.
Okay.
Yeah, but you'll be in handcuffs and it'll be at the jail. Is that what you want to do?
I need to speak to your supervisor.
Is that what you want to do?
I need to speak to your supervisor.
Why aren't you understanding? You put yourself in this situation right here. You see that? You're on private property right now.
Or public?
You're on private property right now.
Okay, what is that? What does that put the thing?
Oh my God. The cop is an idiot. How can a public sidewalk be a private? That's the first time I see that. How can
I mean, they're the one that make themselves look stupid, not anybody else.
Stupid. How can it be a witness if you don't? That's the first time. That's the first time. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's what the F is, you know? Oh my God. That's funny, isn't it?
It
How
is,
can,
yeah.
how can a public be a private, you know? Oh man. Sorry, guys. That was a good video. He's a very good audit. Very good, you know? Very good, you know? Lemmy is on time for his states coming soon too. His states. I think I did this one already. I'm not sure. I think it's some video. I lost track. Hold on.
Your driver's license?
What's that?
Do you have your driver's license or name dead part?
For what?
Okay.
As New York backs himself into a corner that they can't get themselves out of. Here you are sitting here thinking, well, here's an opportunity for us to take $360+ million of Donald Trump's money, and then we can actually coop him up in courts so he can't go out and campaign, so we try to get an edge there. Well, then all of a sudden, you backed yourself into a corner. Because guess what? Over-evaluating your property is a common business practice. There's tons and tons of people in that state alone that are doing the same thing. So what did you do now? Now you freaked everybody out over there and they don't want to put money into your state. So they're thinking about going elsewhere. Huh, kind of crazy, isn't it? Then after you so adamantly are pressing the subject and saying, this is wrong, don't do this in business, what do? You get on social media and you express to everybody that it's nothing to worry about, right? Well, you know what you just did right there? You actually told us that it has nothing to do with what you were trying to prove and has everything to do with targeting Donald Trump. If there's one thing I hate the most in life, it's bullies. And eventually they say that every dog has its day. And I think that this is the day for New York City. I think this is the day that the bully gets taken down. I'm just going to say this. If you're thinking about investing money in this state, don't do it. If you're already investing money in this state, probably want to get out of there. New York, you're done.
For legal, they need to pay taxes.
What do you think is going to happen with the migrant crisis here in New York City?
It's getting bad because they're also next to my house and they piss on my door. I could tell that they're gang lords. I mean, they're tattooed up to head to toe. The people pissing on my door, they're tattooed up head to toe. And there's no law against illegal migrants committing crimes. So again, it's lawlessness, non-payment of taxes, siphoning all our money to their native countries, and it's just killing our economy. Eric Adams just said he's going to give 4,000 migrants jobs. That means 4,000 civilians have less jobs. It's just not fair to Americans. It's getting scary. Right now, people in the Bronx are getting attacked. People Upper East Side, 2 of them just got attacked. And it's illegal to buy mace. It's illegal to protect yourself. I've lived here 50 years. And this is not fair that we feel unsafe in our homeland. And our own country is not defending us. And there's nobody to protect us. The police can do nothing. They told us they can do nothing because there's no law against them.
Right, and then they're taking away your Second Amendment. That's stupid.
You mean it's illegal to buy mace in New York?
Yeah.
That's what you want to explain?
That's what I heard.
Huh. I wonder if it's true or not. Huh. Wow. Too bad people he's not here from New York, I will ask them if they come in a chat, That'd be good to know,
Right.
The New York City mayor, Eric Adams, is under FBI investigation. Think about it. The mayor of New York City, one of the most powerful cities in the entire world, is under FBI investigation. And it just seems like not enough people care or want to talk about it. But in this video, we're going to be talking about all of the allegations. And for months, there have been a lot of interactions between Eric Adams and the FBI. Many of his aides were raided. His devices were confiscated. But first, before we even get to that, let's talk about the sexual assault charges that he is under.
Sexual assault allegation against Mayor Adams is now an official lawsuit. In papers filed today, a woman named Lorna Beach Mathura says the mayor exposed himself to her in 1993 and demanded she perform a sex act on him. Beach Mathura says she went to the mayor for help with a workplace issue. She first filed a claim in November, right before the expiration of the Adult Survivors Act. The mayor says he does not know the woman. An attorney for the mayor released a statement that reads, in part, the mayor fully denies these outrageous allegations and the events described here. We expect full vindication in court.
New York City Mayor Eric Adams is looking forward to the day of the entirely fictitious sexual assault lawsuit against him that is being brought to court. This person's name is Beach Murtha, suing Adams. New York City and the NYPD claims that the now mayor sexually assaulted her back in 1993 when they were both working for the Department Transit Borough. In the complaint, the Florida residents claimed that she went to Adams for help after being repeatedly passed for promotions. Then, after offering to drive her home to discuss her future, Adams instead pulled into a vacant lot, demanded oral sex from her, and exposed himself, the suit alleges. The plaintiff claims that she didn't formally report the alleged incident at the time of a fear of exacerbating her work problems, stating it was a time of intense discrimination and retaliatory behavior against those who complained. Quote, instead of helping the plaintiff get fair treatment from the Department Transit Bureau, defendant Adams preyed on her perceived vulnerability, demanding a quid pro quo sexual favor and sexually insulting the plaintiff, revealing himself not to be the guardian he's purported to be, but a predator. So you already see he has to deal with that. But there's a lot more problems with Eric Adams right now. Let's not even talk about the fact that crime is still high. There's the immigration issue that he still hasn't figured out. Things are not going great for Eric Adams performing his job. But now he's still under a lot of issues due to some connections with the country of Turkey. Let's get into it. So this happened months ago. This is back in November of 2023. Eric Adams had his cell phone iPad seized by the FBI as part of a corruption investigation. I remember the story coming out, but I didn't remember a lot of press being about it. They may have did a story or two, but it just happened. They reported a story and I guess just moved on. I guess it was.
Wow.
Gregory, I gotta run.
Okay.
Okay. Good show. Thank you.
Welcome.
I'll watch you back, okay?
Okay.
Laters.
Bye.
Bye, chat.
New Yorkers have been caught short by revelations of police corruption here. The poster boy for the new scandals is Officer Michael Dowd. He worked in the Black Ghetto, a big drug area, and he'd seemed a typical cop, 10-year veteran, 2 brothers in the force, son of a retired city firefighter. But since May of last year, he's been in jail because Officer Michael Dowd was a drug stealer and a drug dealer. Well, now for the first time since he was caught, Dowd has unburdened himself to a reporter. With his lawyer Marvin Hirsch at his side, I spoke with Dowd in the Manhattan jail where he awaits sentencing. He says his troubles began soon after he joined the force 10 years ago, when he says he realized his bosses did not want him to arrest drug dealers.
If you make an arrest and you take a couple crack miles off the street, your sergeant gets upset with you because you've taken yourself and maybe your partner off patrol. And he's got to do paperwork as well as you do for the next 3, 4, 5 hours, whatever it takes.
What are cops there for? What you're telling me is your superior officers didn't want you to make drug arrests?
That's a fact.
How many cracks you need, man?
Frustrated because he couldn't arrest the dealers, Dowd says that he and 15 to 20 other cops, his crew, started shaking down drug dealers.
It wasn't just my crew. It was every tour had a crew doing it.
And you would walk in on a drug dealer and...
Take whatever we wanted.
Take drugs, take cash, take whatever.
Whatever was there to be taken.
Actually, Dowd says he'd leave some of the drugs so the dealers wouldn't get too mad. He'd shake down about 5 dealers a day, keep the cash, sell the drugs, and make an extra $1,000 a week. And then he discovered he could hit the jackpot by stealing at crime scenes.
There was a guy laying on the floor dead. People in the city die for drugs and money.
So you figured you might make a score?
I figured that maybe there would be extra money or drugs laying around.
Were there?
Yes.
You scooped up the drugs?
Yes.
Now what do you do with the drugs?
Well, I had to walk past 15 cops to get it outside into the police car.
How'd you do it?
I just put the bag over my shoulder and I walked out the door with it.
A bag of cocaine?
Well, it didn't say cocaine on the bag.
And you walked past a line of cops, past the sergeant.
Well, they knew what I was doing. I know they knew, because they were smiling. Oh, here goes Mike.
And Mike was smiling when he struck it rich after a robbery.
In the basement, my partner and myself, and we found a couple of briefcases, and we had thought maybe it was cash in there, and we intended to take it. And when we realized we couldn't walk out with the briefcase, so my partner went and got a hacksaw and handed it to me, and I hacksawed the briefcase open.
And found what inside?
Half a kilo of cocaine.
And sold it for how much?
$14,000.
Dowd even arranged his own drug deals. This undercover police footage shows him giving a drug dealer a ride. During the ride, Dowd says, he bought some cocaine that he later resold. Whoa. After a few years, Dowd finally hit the big time, making $4,000 a week, he says, selling his drugs back onto the street through a major drug dealer and warning that dealer about possible police raids. We were making $4,000 a week to deal drugs and $400 a week to be a cop.
Yes.
So how important was your police paycheck?
It really wasn't very important, truthfully.
You cashed it?
Deposited it. When I remembered to pick it up.
But Dowd's memory wasn't very good because he'd become an alcoholic and a coke addict. You actually snorted cocaine off the dashboard of your squad?
Yes. Yeah.
You're out on patrol.
Right.
And you're getting high.
Well, I was probably hungover, so I wanted to give myself a lift up.
And your partner's sitting beside you.
Yeah.
And isn't he saying, hey, Mike?
No, he was just watching out for me, making sure no one was looking.
Doing the same thing?
No, he wouldn't do cocaine.
How come?
He wasn't a drug addict. He was an alcoholic. He wasn't a drug addict.
Dowd claims the life he led was driving him crazy.
I was living 2 lives. I was a cop dealing drugs. Every day was a battle, personally.
Trouble talking to your wife? Trouble talking to your kids?
Couldn't do it. I was best off just coming home drunk so I go to sleep, and then if I was high, I'd stay up till 7 o'clock in the morning. My kid would go off to school, and then I'd fall asleep for about 3 hours and pass out and go to work.
Did your wife know what you were doing?
Well, she knows that I'm doing things wrong, but I don't tell her my business. And she's constantly telling me, whatever you're doing, stop. One night she put a gun to my head.
And?
And told me, if you don't stop, I'm gonna kill you. When's this gonna stop? She put a 9mm to my head, to my temple. I thought she was gonna kill me.
And you said to her?
I don't remember, Mike. I just rolled over and went back to sleep. I was drunk and high.
And Dowd says that most of the cops in his precinct knew that he was a drug user and a drug dealer. He didn't hide it. He bought 4 houses, wore expensive clothes, and drove to work in a $35,000 red Corvette. His fellow officers, he says, just looked the other way.
Every cop knew what I was doing and what the whole crew of cops were doing in my precinct and in every precinct in Brooklyn.
Dowd says many officers were dirty, but even the clean cops wouldn't rat on a fellow cop. That's the notorious blue wall of silence. But even worse, Dowd says, his supervisors didn't stop him because they didn't want a scandal.
This is the evaluation that...
A city commission investigating police corruption recently discovered one supervisor's glowing evaluation of Michael Dowd. At the height of Dowd's drug dealing in 1987, that supervisor wrote,
This officer could excel within the New York City Police Department and easily become a role model for others to emulate. Then in all caps ended it by saying, good career potential.
And Dowd claims the younger cops really did look up to him, but as a different kind of role model.
There's 15 or 20 of them hanging out with me in a bar after work, all rookies.
They knew that you had money to spend.
That's why they were there. They want to learn.
What did your father say to all this?
I was devastated. He's devastated.
Absolutely. Devastated. So it's like a death in a family. That's how tragic it was.
Jack Dowd says son Michael was his pride and joy, the family star.
Honest, never a day of trouble, never gave us a reason to worry. And anybody who knew him would say, I could model my family after Mike. He was so good.
What happened?
He went in the police department.
Yeah.
His attitude changed, but never gave us a clue.
You have 2 other sons who are cops, New York City cops, right?
Yeah, that's right.
They didn't get corrupted. Explain it.
I wish I could explain it.
The retired firefighter blames drugs and his son's supervisors, who, he says, knew Mike had a drug problem, but didn't get him help.
3 times he went to the police department. He asked for help. 3 times they told him, don't use the word drugs. Your job is finished. You say alcohol, and you go away for 30 days, you come back.
The department shouldn't have sent him back out on patrol with a badge and a gun. And a coke habit.
That's right. That was a travesty to the city of New York.
My mom is shot. You know, I got people calling me a bum and a lowlife, you know. And
He's ashamed of what he's done. He's ashamed of the problems he's caused for his family, the embarrassment for his family.
they raised 7 kids, Mike.
Are you the only bad one?
I don't know what bad is anymore, Mike.
Sure, the reason you're talking to me is because you'd like to get some of this out in front of the public and perhaps change the perception in the public that you are really, forgive me, a scumbag.
Well, Mike, I did some scummy things. I was confused. I was crazy. I was sick.
I've seldom read reports as bad as what were written about you.
I know.
And I don't think these tears are phony either. Your son is 7?
Yeah.
Would you want your son to grow up and be a cop?
No.
Because?
It's a thankless job.
As far as I'm concerned, all of them are on the take.
One self-appointed community leader, Sonny Carson, insisted that we interview him right in front of Dowd's old precinct house. The same
Please help me. They're trying to kidnap me. I don't know what they're doing, Sunshine. Where's my dog? Sunshine Ray. I need my dog. She's my medical device.
I just saw you take money from that car.
Yeah, you saw me take money, but you didn't see me ask.
All right, let me get your ID, okay?
You can't ask for my ID.
Yes, I can.
Giving me money.
Okay, get your dog, okay? Yes, I can. It's called panhandling. You can give me your ID or you can go to jail for RDO. Which one do you want to do?
What's the ID for that?
Because I'm about to write you a citation.
For what?
For panhandling.
That's not panhandling.
Yes, it is.
If you come up to me and give me money.
You walked out to the car.
Because they stopped.
Give me your
ID.
ID.
You saw the whole situation.
Give me your ID or you're going to jail for RDO, which is resist, delay, obstruct. Okay?
You're gonna write a disabled veteran that's living in the woods a ticket.
Yes, because I asked you not to do it, and you
I
did
didn't do it. You
and I
see
sit
me.
there
I
and
come
watch
here. I'm
you.
packing my stuff up.
I sit there and watch you.
You watch me walk up the sidewalk.
You make a third city. I'm not with that subject. So
Like you literally watch me walk up the sidewalk.
Okay, give me your
watch
ID,
the car
sir.
stop. I'm recording.
You violated the city
No, I
ordinance.
didn't. No, I didn't. There's no city ordinance that says somebody can't give me money. 'Cause I
And
did
you
not ask.
obstructed traffic.
No, I didn't.
I probably need a sergeant out here. He's refusing to give me his ID. Now you see we got a sergeant and multiple units on their way out here. And I can almost guarantee you it's not going to go the way you want it to go.
I want to talk to a supervisor.
He's on his way out here. 10-4, he requested a sergeant.
Doing all right, sir.
Just out with him. I told him he couldn't be on the median.
Yeah, and that's why I was packing my stuff up.
Walk out to a car to get money.
Yeah, I saw him at the Circle K the other day with the car.
So now he's refusing to give me his ID because I'm going to write him for violating the city
She's
ordinance.
trying to write me a ticket because I was walking up this, packing
No.
up. She told me to pack up.
I told
and
you-
I was
I
literally
told-
walking up my
listen,
road. People
you-
give me money without me asking. I don't have to ask.
Because let me tell you, because you're not a lawyer, you can get one, but I can tell you how the law works.
Packed
Listen,
up like you told me
I
to.
just want you to know you can go to jail for this ordinance. If you continue to argue with officers, you're going to go to jail, and we are going to call animal control for your dog. You got it? You cannot be here.
That's fine. I told her I was
Okay,
leaving.
I interpreted you asking for money because you're
Yeah,
like
that
this.
is- that-
And
you
you walk
can't-
out to the car.
You're writing me a ticket for a
Can we
crime
get your
I
ID?
didn't commit.
Can we get your ID?
Dude, I didn't commit this crime.
But you're also in the median after I've told you not to be here before.
And that's why I was vacating because she asked me to leave. And I was literally walking
I
up
also
here.
asked
I
you
didn't
not to
ask
take
anybody
money.
for money.
Okay.
That's right. I'm taking this to trial.
You can.
You're wasting taxpayer dollars.
Okay.
No,
I pay my taxes too.
There you go.
no, your state ID, not your VA
This
ID.
isn't valid. It's not valid.
I need your state ID, not your VA ID. I'm gonna ask you one more time.
It's not even valid.
Give me your
It's
state
out of
ID.
date.
Turn around.
Jeez. The officer was wrong. Oh my goodness.
And buckle up, because I'm about to tell you exactly why Sheriff Nanos will not initiate an internal affairs investigation into what happened when one of his sergeants allegedly SA'd his own subordinate deputy. As a reminder, this is Sheriff Nanos. And this is former Sergeant Ricky Garcia. And this is Chief Joe Harvey. Wait, this is Chief Joe Cameron now. He's important to the story. These three men are what you would call friends, compadres, besties. In fact, there are unconfirmed reports that Ricky Garcia was allegedly at Sheriff Nanos' house during election night. I don't know, maybe the local news has some B-roll. Roll that beautiful B footage. Anyways, I digress. So the night on the alleged incident where Ricky Garcia allegedly SA'd his subordinate deputy for 80 minutes, old Chief Cameron and Ricky Garcia had a little chat. I mean, I'm not sure what it would be about, but I would find it interesting that a chief would want to have a conversation with one of his sergeants who's been accused of SAing his own deputy. Alone. Oh, this is now the same chief who's been put in charge of internal affairs. You know, the same guy who's been the most disciplined deputy in the history of the department. And has even been disciplined for using a homophobic slur against another deputy. But Nanos doesn't care about that. he only chooses the best. So he puts him in charge of internal affairs. Why? I don't know. Probably to help cover this up. It's now been almost 15 months. An internal investigation has not been started because, I don't know, time is always friendly to an investigation. So just to recap, Sheriff Nanos puts the most disciplined deputy in charge of internal affairs, who happened to also have a conversation with Ricky Garcia the night of the incident, and Ricky Garcia just allegedly happened to be at Sheriff Nanos' house during election night, who was also promoted 4 months after Nanos was elected. Yeah, none of this sounds corrupt at all. You're right. So Nanos is either corrupt or a buffoon. Not really sure which one at this point. Happy election cycle.
Well, this arrest didn't make the news. No deaths, no shots. So while a case like this flies under the radar, it's also the kind of arrest that can grab the attention of federal investigators. Remember, right now in Phoenix, Phoenix police are under a top-to-bottom Department of Justice investigation.
And ABC 15 Chief Investigator Dave Biscabing found that recent DOJ probes in other cities focused on arrestees, just like the one you're about to see.
We're across the street from where it happened. When did it happen?
So it happened August 2nd of 2022.
This is Kenny Ronald McDonald, and we're across the street from PLEA, the Phoenix Law Enforcement Association, the police union. It's not the wisest place to do what Kenny did. While an officer was parked in the PLEA parking lot, he rode by and insulted the officer. Now, the audio doesn't begin until this point.
Have a good day.
Another officer shows up.
You know we could go code 6 and for riding left to center. We could.
They claim Kenny continued to insult them from the sidewalk. After 10 minutes, the second officer pulls out of the parking lot. You can see Kenny ride up, knock on the window.
Can you help me out with something? What do you need? There's a bunch of people that need help over. You guys help people, right? What do you need? Do you help people? I'm asking.
Kenny is referring to the so-called zone, just a few blocks south. The two then go back and forth for the next 25 seconds.
Yeah, getting in my way. It's called obstructing police operations. Oh, yeah? I'm going to a call right now. So, if you don't need anything... I wasn't in your way until you stopped, dumb. Okay.
The officers finish cuffing Kenny and put him into the patrol car.
I called him a dumb, and it's very clear, they just sent him over the edge.
So, story time. This is the first time I've ever done one of these, and after what happened today, I think it's a good time for me to do my first one. So, basically what happened earlier today, I was driving from Los Angeles to Phoenix, and essentially I had just crossed the state line into Arizona, and so...
Okay, guys, I'm going to end this. Thank you for coming in. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.